Hello and welcome on 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Well, we just have to look at some stories trending in the world of sport. Nigerian D Tigress, they fought like a real deal Tigress. They did well. They tried their best, but it was not enough as they lost their first game against China at the FIBA Women World Cup qualifiers taking place in Serbia. That will be the first story we'll be looking at quickly. Well, FIBA Women World Cup qualifier, D Tigress lose first game 90-76. In that game, Nigeria tried their best, but in the fourth quarter, Nigeria picked up where the likes of Emi Okonkwo scored 15 points. The lady called Adaura Elon also scored 12 points. Not forgetting Promise Amukamara, who also scored 10 points. But their fight wasn't good enough as they lost out in the first game in this qualifier. They will be fighting out against France today. In the second game, they'll be coming up also in Serbia. Nigeria, Mali, France, and China, and the same group as they want to qualify for the World Cup that will be hosted by Australia. Well, the good thing is that 3 countries can actually qualify from the group of 4. So there is still hope for Nigerian D Tigers. Joining me in the studio is Olawale Peters. Good to have you.
Good morning, Adini. It's my pleasure to be here.
Now, I just roll out that particular story concerning basketball. Our ladies they actually traveled to Serbia to play the FIBA Women World Cup qualifier that will be coming up in Australia. But the first game ended 90-76 for Nigeria. They did not pick up very well, but in the fourth quarter of the game, they were able to do well.
Okay, if they can start their match, which they are playing against France today, with the strength and the zeal, they ended the game against China by winning the last quarter. Maybe you have something to share about, and I'll give it to them. With the lack of preparation and the issue we have
at home,
they still went ahead to try their best. I think it's something that we should commend them for. If they have had adequate preparation prior to this time, they will have done better than what they did. So to me, they've not failed so far. They still have 2 matches to play since we're having 3 people to qualify from the group. Our prayers are with them. Hopefully,
Nigerian D Tigress will be able to win against France as they file out against them today. The first game ended in a loss for them, 76 points they gathered, but they will be able to pick up the pieces against France. Hopefully, we can qualify for the FIBA Women World Cup. After all, we are the African champions. It won't be good if Nigeria will not make that competition. Well, we hope the Nigerian D Tigress who really tried their best in the first game, despite all that has actually been happening concerning basketball in Nigeria. We hope that they win against France. Away from that story, let's talk about Nigerian Super Eagles. Nigerian Super Eagles right now, they've moved up from former position where they were standing 35th in the world to now 32nd in the world, the latest FIFA ranking that was released by FIFA. Well, the good thing right now is that we've also jumped from in Africa, where we were formerly 5, we are now 3rd in Africa. When you look at this particular scenario, let's look at it. We have teams in Africa: Senegal, Morocco, Nigeria, they are standing toward the red lane there. Egypt are 4th. You have Tunisia, Cameroon, Algeria, Mali, Cote d'Ivoire, and you have Burkina Faso. As the rating is now, Senegal are 18 in the world, Morocco are 24th, Nigeria, we are now 32nd. We moved up from 35th to 32nd. Now, Egypt, Tunisia, Cameroon in that pecking order. When you look at the world record, WR, and the African ranking, world ranking, Senegal 4th. They won the AFCON. Even before the AFCON, they came first. So, Nigeria now, we are 3rd in Africa and 32nd in the world.
Okay, that's at least a good development from where we are coming from. But mine, I think we still have a lot to do. What do I mean? I can recall vividly in 1994, Nigeria were ranked 5th best team in the world, not in Africa. We are the best in Africa, but we are 5th
in the world.
Look at where we are today, 32nd. Yes, we should be happy that at least we've done something. We've improved from where we are coming. There was a time that we were around 86 or 89, around 2005, 2006. Now we are 32nd, but we should try as much as possible not to let this get to our head. We shouldn't allow that, oh, we are from 5th in Africa to 3rd in Africa, and Ghana, they are now 11th. We have a battle ahead of us. We shouldn't allow this to get to
make us complacent.
Complacent that, oh, we are better off than Ghana. After all, we are thought. No, we are not. Look at the best team in the world, Belgium. They didn't win Euro, and they didn't win the World Cup. but they are still the best team, because what are the points that FIBA normally look at before they agree this is the best team or not? They look at your style of play. Are you playing a boring football or you are playing entertainment football? And we all saw what Eguavon brought out from our Eagles. That is why we are all happy that we now have a team. We have a pattern and style of play, and the result of that is this.
At least moving up in the ranking.
From 35th to 32nd. We should just continue doing this. I think maybe in the next 3-4 years, we'll go back to where we used to be. 5th, 9th position in the world. So
good one there. Looking at Belgium, they are still topping with 1,828.45 points ahead of Brazil. France are standing third. You have Argentina, England, Italy, Spain, Portugal, Denmark, Netherlands in top 10 ranking in the world. Well, to let you know that Nigeria right now, they are placed third in Africa and also 32nd in the world. Well, due to the fact that if you look at the games we play at the AFCON, and so far our performance, that has actually ended us this, and hopefully we'll get better to rank number 1 in Africa. It is very possible. In fact, be among the top 10 in the world. After all, in 1994, we were ranked 5th in the world. That's at that time. Good one. Now we've been looking at the Nigerian Super Eagles being ranked by FIFA. Now let's look at some of the results of matches played across Europe quickly. We look at Premier League, that's EPL, English Premier League, where Liverpool, they defeated Leicester by 2-0. The man that won't stop scoring, Diogo Jota, he did it again by scoring those 2 goals. Good one for Jota. And also Wolves losing at home to Arsenal.
Okay, a good one for Liverpool. And yesterday's match was a battle of LL. Because the LI shows that they're better than the
LE.
So a good one for Diogo Jota also, and it's a very good one for Liverpool because the title race is not over. Their win yesterday got them to 51 points, just 9 points behind
Adrift Man City.
And they have a game at hand. If they should win their next match, so that
they'll close it again.
And what they need to avoid this time around, if you look at the statistic between Manchester City and Liverpool, they've lost the same 2 matches. But Liverpool, they had 6 draw, while Manchester City, they had only 3 draw. So that is the difference between Manchester City topping and Liverpool following them. So the next, we still have about 14 matches to play to end the season. If they can try as much as possible to avoid drawing matches, dropping points when they are not supposed to drop the points, I think till the end of the season we will know who the winners will be. So it's very, very good one. It's very competitive. So let's continue enjoying it and see what will happen. And with the addition of Mo Salah, Mane. And Keita also back to the team, also it will give them more. And luckily for them, they thought without Mane and Salah and Keita, they will have dropped a lot of points. That was why Georgian club was like, no, this is the issue, this is not the issue. But look
don't go for AFCON and all that.
Look at where they are today. They've not dropped points since Salah, Mane,
for
and
good
Keita,
1 month for the AFCON. They maintain their position.
Yeah, so that shows that something good is coming their way. Let's see how it goes, because it is good for a competition when you have someone checkmating you. Not you just winning it without anybody. So it's going to be a very good one. Then for the Wolves and Arsenal.
Versus Arsenal.
If you look at the statistics yesterday, ball possession, goal attempts, pass accuracy, everything was for Wolves, not for Arsenal. Wolves played the game, but Arsenal, they did what? They won the match. Courtesy Gabriel, and the first half goal. Then Arsenal needs to be very careful of something.
Because I saw that red card, Martinelli.
The red card they are getting this season, it's in fact they've gotten 6 red cards so far this season. Their last 6 matches, they've gotten 4 red cards. If they continue like this, they are very lucky to have escaped a draw or losing yesterday's match, but they can't be lucky all the time.
Of winning, yes.
So they have to be very disciplined and matured. So a lot of people criticize the red card, that it's not a red card, it's too soft, but the referee has made the decision, and the decision stands. So they have to be very careful on how they committed fouls to avoid this red card. Martinelli now is going to miss the next match.
And that will cost them.
That will cost them a lot. So they really need to watch that one. to consolidate their fourth position. Currently now they are fifth on the table with 39 points, just a point behind West Ham, who has 40 points. And they have 2 games at hand. So that means if they should win their next 2 matches,
they can upstage West Ham. That's if West Ham don't win too anyway.
Well, West Ham have already played 24.
Okay, yeah, because of the 22 game they have at hand.
So the outstanding 2 they have, if they can win that, so that means the 4th position, because it is something they are really working on to make sure that they qualify for Europe.
Well,
so
we should still remember that Manchester United are also there.
Yeah, they are 6th on the table, and they've played 23. They have only 1 match outstanding.
So the battle is going to be between West Ham, Arsenal, Manchester United,
and Tottenham
Hotspur. Those 14 will be fighting for the 4th place.
Well, let's say
from the way it is,
they'll be fighting for the 3rd and 4th place
because it's not certain that Chelsea, Liverpool will continue to maintain it. Even like I was saying, okay, maybe I should not bring that matter up. Like if you look at EPL, maybe let that be the last story we're going to talk about. Now we move straight to Spanish La Liga, Copa del Rey, to quickly look at results also of the match that was played there. Valencia versus Atletico Bilbao ended by 1-1 draw. Valencia, they tried their best. Atletico has been beating all the big teams. They defeated Barcelona, they defeated Real Madrid, and now Valencia held their own against them.
Okay, what really happened yesterday is very simple. You've beaten Madrid, you've beaten Barcelona, so that means you're in top 4. You are doing very, very well. So any team that is playing Atletico Bilbao, they will not take it for granted. So that's what happened with their game yesterday against Valencia. So the battle will now be when they go back and play the 2nd leg against Valencia. And in football, it's not about home and away. Anything can still happen.
Well, let's move away from Copa del Rey as we quickly look at the Coppa Italia matches we also played. We look at Juventus. They defeated Sassuolo in that game. Dybala, one of the goal scorers. Atalanta against Fiorentina with a lot of goals. 5 goals were scored. You just have to give it up to players like Zappacosta, who did well for Atalanta, but it wasn't good enough. Fiorentina showing their class. They won that game 3-2 away. That's a good one for Fiorentina.
Okay. And their match, their win yesterday, shows that beating Napoli in the round of 16
wasn't a fluke.
5-2. By the performance yesterday also, it shows that winning them is not really a fluke, and they are really battle ready to win the Coppa Italia. So it's a very good one. So let's
as it is now, it means Fiorentina they are actually playing like the way Atletico Bilbao are doing in La Liga, in Copa del Rey, because at times you see competition will come up, you just see a particular club picking. The way Atalanta picked in Champions League last season, this season so far, they've shocked everyone. The same Fiorentina did so some years back, but now they are doing so at the Coppa Italia, so they are actually swinging positions. So
just like the way Middlesbrough shocked Manchester United, so history always repeats itself when it comes to football. It's just for you to make sure that history didn't happen when it is your own time. So a good one for them there.
Good one for Fiorentina. They defeated Atalanta at home. They won 3-2 in that encounter. Good one for that particular squad who did so well. You just have to look at other results quickly before we go back to our main topic. Let's look at French Coupe de France result. That match that was played there. Nantes defeating Bastia by 2-0. Good one for Nantes. This club, a lot of history concerning that team and Nigeria. When you check the history, Nantes, I think Samson Siasia played for Nantes. We have a lot of Nigerians that have played for that team before. So anytime you look at French league, the league that a lot of people call Farmers League, but a lot of Nigerians have really made it from there to other bigger leagues in Europe. And you see a lot of French players that are now stars, like N'Golo Conte, Eduardo Mendy, they all came from France. France seems to be the breeding avenue for other clubs to come pick players to those bigger clubs.
Okay, and they are more like what we call a feeder team in football. So this is where you grow your football career. And that's why you see a lot of Nigerians trying to go to France, to French league. They know it's an opportunity for them to showcase their talent if they are lucky to qualify and play in their play in the Champions League. Because Champions League also is another avenue. No matter how small your club are, once you get to either Champions League or Europa, either of the two, you have opportunity. People have opportunity of seeing your talent. We've seen a lot of Nigerians that have really gotten something through that avenue. So a good one for them yesterday. And because of something here, I supported him. When they won the match yesterday, I was like, wow.
This is Siasia team then when he was playing for Nantes. We've been looking at the French Coupe de France result there where Nantes defeated Bastia 2-0. They silenced them there. We also looked at the Coppa Italia where Fiorentina did so well, defeating Atalanta at home, and also Juventus beating Sassuolo. They almost get their own. It almost ended in a draw before that own goal gave the chance to Juventus to win that game there. Well, we just have to look at Leicester City, the match between Liverpool. Liverpool, they were able to carry the day winning that game. Good one for Liverpool, 2-0. They silenced them. Diogo Jota, with his left foot, is always he has been able to make a lot of impact in Liverpool.
Okay, I'm sure right now the Nigerian club will be looking at how to make its formation work with the arrival and the return of Mo Salah, Mane and Keita, because benching Diogo Jota would drop his morale. He has been getting the playing time and he has been delivering when it mattered most. So how to tickle it around in that midfield and up front, before what we know is Mane, Salah and Firmino. Now with Diogo Jota coming in when it mattered most, sending him back to the bench will not be good for his career, will not be good to motivate him. So he has to really sit down with all the players and let them know this will be my plan for you going forward. Or else, next season, you see club calling for Diogo Jota and he will look at himself that, oh, I've performed. I'm doing very well also. So why didn't I give another club a trial? So I think there's a lot of work for Georgian club to do to make sure that Diogo Jota continue to improve on himself. Well,
we've been looking at the EPL now. Let's begin to come back to Nigeria. Let's talk about the Super Eagles. Super Eagles lately, they are one of the rated teams in Africa, now third, but the main task ahead is about Nigeria versus Ghana. That is stumbling block for us to qualify for Qatar 2022 World Cup. If you're able to dislodge Ghana, we will play at the World Cup and peradventure, but that won't happen. Now let's look at Nigeria and Ghana. Recently, Nigeria confirmed Augustine Iguavoen as the interim manager, drafted in Amuneke as the chief coach or first assistant coach. Ghanaians also, they did their own, bringing in Chris Houghton as technical advisor, as they call theirs. We call our technical advisor here. Then they brought in Otto Addo and some other coaches. Also, now it's like we're having a real competition. Now, I'm not looking at the coach's biography or CV or thereabout, but performance of Super Eagles versus Ghana. And that game is what we really need to look at. Because now, if you look at the playoff that will be coming up in March, Nigeria, Ghana. People have been talking, Ghanaians have been playing mind games. Nigerians have been looking at, okay, Super Eagles should not be complacent. They should take this game very serious. And from the way it's going, Ghanaians are really pushing that, so that we just feel on top of the world and then they can shock. I remember 1992, Senegal. Nigeria underrated Ghana and we paid for it dearly in Senegal 92. I will never forget that time, Abedi Pele, and what they did against Nigeria.
Okay,
your take?
Okay, I think what we need to do now is not to get distracted. So the issue of the FIBA ranking, we should put it aside. That doesn't win you trophy. That will not qualify us to Qatar. It's until when we beat Ghana. And if you look at the history head-to-head between Ghana and Nigeria, they have
an edge
over us. They've won us more than 16 times, okay? So this is the time for us to really sit down. If you're looking at the players in all departments, I'm talking from the goalkeeping to the midfielder, to the defense, and to the attack. We have what it takes to beat the Ghanaian team. What we need to do when we go to Ghana to play the first leg, we should play the same mind game with them. The first half, if you can hold them to 0-0 draw,
they will be
sure
aggressive. So like
very aggressive, and they don't have that discipline
and patience.
They will come out in the second half, and that is when we should do the damage. Once we do the damage, we win the game from Ghana before they come to Abuja Air, and we'll just show them that Nigerian jollof rice is still the best.
Sweeter or the best. That competition will continue concerning the jollof rice, because if we are able to beat Ghana, the competition is just in every facet of life, music, entertainment, movies, everything. The competition is just too high.
This is the best time to deal
to silence them.
To deal with the issue and to silence it once and for all. There's nothing that will be painful than not making them to qualify for the World Cup. It's something that they will never forget. And if it happens to us also, it's something that we will not forgive ourselves or not forget. So we shouldn't allow the mind games. We are better than them. They don't have a coach. They're just assembling their team.
All those unnecessary distractions.
We don't need that distraction. We should concentrate. And even between now and that time, if it is possible for Eguavon to organize a friendly match, okay, let's play a friendly match
before that game to keep the boys
together, so that we can, continue with the way we stop at AFCON. Let's have a friendly match, at least a match before that game, because it's not a game for us to lose, and we have to win that game right there in their home in front of their supporters. We're just calling on CAF to make sure that they provide adequate security, because we know what will happen when we are playing a derby match, that it's either you win or you lose like that. So they should provide adequate security. The form of intimidation, threatening should not come this time around, because that match will be the topic for, if not for the year. So it's the time for us, but I have confidence, absolutely confidence, that we have what it takes to win them. Let me give you an example. When you have Odion Igalo, you have Osimhen, you have Chukwueze in front. Tell me, will the goal not come?
And then Iheanacho is there, Ndidi and all the guys.
You have Ndidi, you have Aribo to choke the midfield. So once we choke the midfield, the Ghanaians will not be able to penetrate, and our attacker, they are very fast. We have the pace, we have the strength. So, and when we have a goal poacher like Odion Igalo, who said yesterday that I am available, if invited, to play for the Super Eagles against Ghana. Come and get me. So assuming you are the coach of the Super Eagles, will you invite him? I will invite him. Good one there. That will be it for this hour on 360 Sports. We've been talking about Nigerian Super Eagles versus Ghana. The playoff will be coming up next month, and it's high time we take that game very seriously. We also told you earlier that Nigerian D Tigress, they lost their first game against China, 76 against 90, but they will be facing France today in another qualifying series over there in Serbia for the FIBA Women's World Cup qualifiers taking place there in Serbia. It's been a wonderful time with Olawale Peters in the studio. It's always my pleasure to be here, Adeni. Well, as we always tell you, that sports is business and fitness. I am Adeni Achishafe. Thanks for watching.